Hello. So the book that I'm going to be focusing on is called If the World Were a Village, a book about the world's people. And the standard that I have chosen is ask and answer questions to demonstrate understanding of a text, referring explicitly to the text as a basis for answers. Now, the skills that I've picked from the toolkit to focus on are 1. Inquiry/seeking information. And the second one is inferring, predicting, and hypothesizing, which is the 7th one in the toolkit. And the reason I chose the first one is because the goal of inquiry/seeking information is to ask the questions of why, who, what, when, where, all of those questions. And so it's right in there in the standard to ask and answer questions, which is exactly the goal of that skill. And when I will be incorporating this skill into my lesson is at the beginning, because I will use a KWL chart as a function in order to help show this skill. So at the beginning of the interactive instruction, I'll go ahead and say, all right, kids, let's make a KWL chart. You can go ahead and fill out the beginning. You can fill out what you already know about this book and about the world's people, and fill out the rest as we go and as I read. So they'll be interacting with the lesson, kind of writing stuff down as we go along, and so they'll be actively learning. And so that's the first skill and when I'll implement that. And the second skill is inferring, predicting, and hypothesizing. So I picked this skill because since my standard is to ask and answer questions, inferring, predicting, and hypothesizing all involve the student to ask themselves the question of what do I think is going to happen, why do I think it's going to happen, and does this actually happen? So they end up answering their own questions and asking themselves questions as we go along. So when I'm going to implement this skill is, I would say, probably around halfway through the book, to where they have some basis knowledge of how the book's kind of going. They can get a pattern, a sense of a pattern of the book, but they still have much more to learn about the book and much more time to get their questions answered. So it'll be about halfway, and I have a little activity planned to help incorporate this skill, and this is going to be a collaborative learning experience for them, because what I have planned is they're going to be in a table of 4 people, and I'm going to print out this sheet that has 6 questions on them. They're little cards about this big, and they have a question on one side and the other side is blank. So with the blank side up, the 6 questions will be in the middle of the table, and the questions include things like this. What do you think is going to happen next? Is something inferred in the text? What is it? Discuss any words that you may not have known. Did you understand what you just read? Why or why not? Based on what you read, what are you curious about learning? And the last question is, how does what you just read relate to your own life? So the student will have all the little index card thingies facing down with the question down, and so they'll pick one and they'll answer the question with their little group at their table, and then they'll put it face down back in the middle of the table, and we'll just go around and give everybody a chance to answer a question. And so this gets them collaborating with their group, as well as asking and answering the questions on the card. So that is how I'm going to put the skill number 7 into play with the collaborative learning about halfway through my teaching. So those 2 skills are my focus. My standard is to ask and answer questions, and I believe that those both help to achieve the standard's objective and the goal of my lesson. So thank you.